Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be looking at a new trucking game, or a demo of one, called Alaskan Truck Simulator. Now here's the loading screen and it says we're very happy to finally be able to show you a demo of our game, and there's lots more things to unlock in the final version. For example, many different trucks, a huge sandbox map with a large section of Alaska, a full career mode, character development, many skills to unlock and reputation to achieve. Lots of different assignments scattered all over the map with randomly generated goods and routes, several hundred different loads, dozens of trailers, and expanding your own base and extensive system of repairs and truck customizations, survival mechanics as well. There's also going to be dynamic weather with 4 seasons and 24-hour day-night cycle. So let's get into it and see what it's all about. Being asked straight away to go and prepare some food for ourselves, so we're going to take the reindeer meat from the fridge. We'll pop it here in the cooker, and this is the quickest cooker ever. We're making our food for our journey today. Okay, that was quick and done. Then we just have to go to the main part of the warehouse and pick up some car tools, some snow chains, some nails, and finally a hammer. And now it's time to go outside and get into the truck. Here's the truck, and as you can see, it's not branded. It's got a picture of a bear on the front. It kind of looks a little bit like a Peterbilt, and those front tires being super thick. Probably not the best for the Alaskan snow. And the livery is okay. It looks to me a little bit like a toy truck. But quite a cool effect with the ice and the snow on it. So let's go into the cab and we'll work out how to fire things up. Actually, I just noticed here we can leave the driver's seat and go into the back, and we see here we've got a microwave and a fridge and a bed as well, so we can actually come back here, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, so we're back in the cab and we found the ignition switch, so we push E and it turns on. Let's pull the handbrake as well, and if we push the tab key, it will give us all of the available options in the truck. Now I've intentionally turned off the radio and the music for this one in case it's not been cleared for copyright, and we can see the GPS there. So there's the backlight in the dashboard. Let's turn the main lights on, dipped, full beam, back to dipped, and the gear stick doesn't do anything. So we've defrosted the truck, we've put the heater on, and let's head out of the yard and see how this thing drives. Now I'm using the keyboard and mouse for this bit to start with, but in a little while I will be jumping over and trying to use the steering wheel and pedals to see how it compares. The sound isn't too bad. I would say that the roads are way too narrow. So we come to our first stop sign and let's look up and down the streets. Doesn't seem to be a lot of traffic here, but I suppose it is Alaska, so that is to be expected. It's super difficult with the keyboard to keep the truck on one side of the road, that's for sure, and you feel like you're making hundreds and hundreds of adjustments. There could be something in the control settings to make that better. Well, we've made it to the fuel station. Notice no branding on the fuel station, it just says gas 24/7. It would be nice if it looked like a real fuel station. But this is just the demo, so maybe they will be working on that. And we've pulled up in the space. We'll turn the lights off, make sure the handbrake's on, and we'll jump out and we'll fuel this. And I'm looking forward to this bit because this is the part of the game that really is a sim, so I've heard. So we'll set our amount of fuel, we'll pick up the filler, and rather disappointingly, it just puts the filler in automatically. You don't have to push it into the filler cap or take the cap off from the truck, and it just happens so quickly there. I would rather that took a little bit longer and it felt a little bit more real, if I was honest. But anyway, we filled the truck up, and you know, getting out of the truck and walking about feels pretty good as well. It's a bit like farming sim in that way. We come to the end of the street. We've seen our first vehicle. There's a pickup truck going past. And we've got to pull out onto the road. And you know what? I didn't even see this truck coming. No lights on. We could do with having these trucks with lights on. So we've been asked to come to the store, and they've been asked us to park up, so let's see if we can fit the truck into a standard parking space. Now you hear that noise, that's my stomach rumbling, not in real life but on the game, and that happens quite a lot, and we have to then be prompted that we have to eat. And I think this is the survival part of the game. You've got to make sure you've got enough food and you've had enough sleep. So let's go to the fridge, let's eat our reindeer with parmesan, and then the game will be happy. Let's now go into the shop. And disappointingly, it just brings up a menu, so we don't actually get to walk inside the shop or see the products at all. That's a little bit disappointing. So we've been asked to buy 3 cans of food and 2 packs of motor oil, so let's do that. And let's head back to the truck. Now they want us to top up the oil, so we can take the cap off, and we can push W here to pour the oil up to past this minimum fill level. Again, there could be so much more to this. It could be removing the cap and standing up on a step and really doing a lot more, making it a bit more of a mini game. But anyway, I don't know how to get down. Oh, there we go. And the front of the truck automatically shuts, and we can jump back in the cab here into our cozy cab for the next part of our journey. So I'm using the steering wheel now, and it's a lot better. There's no force feedback that I can feel whatsoever, but the steering is tight and it feels decent. It's not a very polished sim in terms of how it feels, but isn't too bad. In some ways I wish you can't see any mountains or anything, we're just basically constantly in the woods, so I'm not sure the game looks at its best this way. Anyway, we've pulled over to the side of the road and we're going to have a little sleep, and hopefully it's a little bit brighter and a bit more pretty. So it's the next day, and it's looking a little bit better out here. I'm not blown away by the graphics, but I do like the fact that you can fuel your truck. I do like the fact that you can add oil to it, and you have to prepare your own food or go to shops and buy food and be organised in that way. I do think that's really cool. So I think I was maybe misinterpreting what type of game this was. I was imagining that the simulator part was going to be about how the truck drove and how it feels and the type of trucks being real life trucks and things like that, whereas I don't think the focus is on that at all. I think it's more on the survival and you getting out of the truck and running about doing little jobs like some other games. Maybe like Gas Station Simulator or something like that. We're here to pick up our first trailer, and we're just entering the yard just now. And it looks like there could be such beautiful graphics out there, but because of the way the frost is on the window and just the way that these trees are loading in, it just looks kind of average to me. And there's certainly not much coming through the steering wheel. One of the big issues I discovered with it was if you push any button on the keyboard or click any button on the mouse, it instantly slows down even though you've got your foot on the gas pedal, and so you have to then come off the pedal and go back on. So it's like the game is seeing it as a key, and when you push some other control, it just kind of cuts off that signal from your accelerator pedal. So that was kind of annoying, and I kept slowing down all the time and not really understanding why. So that's something that probably will need fixed pretty urgently. It's fairly broken. And there's my stomach rumbling again. In this journey, it's honestly done this about every 5 minutes. It's a constant thing. So we've been asked to come down here and park at this little door, and this is like the guard shack, and so we're going to come out of the truck and we're going to see where our trailer is. We come to the door. Again, I hope that in the future we'll have real buildings that we can walk into and people we can interact with. So there's the details of our journey, and we're taking sand to the destination. We'll have to find our trailer. It's that one behind the truck. Let's have a little look. That looks pretty cool. So let's jump in and let's see if we can pick this up just from being inside the cab. I know this is Alaska, but I kind of hope to maybe see more cars or a bit more of a variety of cars or even another truck on the road. And I've driven this for about 40 minutes. I haven't really seen an awful lot of traffic as well, so hopefully that's something that we'll put into the main game. But there certainly is a lot of potential here. Excuse the noise of my stomach there. Well, the inside view with the mirrors makes it almost impossible to see the trailer at all, so I'm just doing this from guesswork really. So maybe the field of view for these mirrors could be better if they're wanting us to back in inside the cab here. But they seem to think we're doing okay here. Yeah, and we've got that green circle, so I think we're fine. And this is a cool bit. You get to come over here and put the locking pin into the fifth wheel here. That was easy enough to do. And then they want us to jump up here into this platform, and we're going to put in the electrical socket first, which is a yellow one, and it connects over here. The controls are a little bit weird, but it connects over to the yellow one here. And the pneumatic airlines go into the red socket over there, and then we can turn around and click come down, and we come down from there. And the last job that we have to do is to wind up the landing gear, and it kind of tells you which way to do it, which is pretty cool. Well folks, I hope you enjoyed this little introduction to this sim. It looks like it has a bunch of potential. I think we have to look past the fact that it's very easy to compare it to really polished games that have been out for the best part of 10 years. And we have to look at this as giving us a different aspect of trucking. We can leave the truck, we can go into stores, we can buy things, we can walk around our trailer, we can do our pre-trip inspections and all that kind of stuff. I'm looking forward to the final version of the game, and I would recommend you go and try it out. The handling, the driving of the trucks, the controls need a bit of work so far, but this is just a demo. And again, I would like to see this in a nice sunny day so we can appreciate the mountains in the background, and we can maybe get that fog effect going away a little bit. Just to let you know, it was running on ultra settings for everything at 4K resolution. It was dropping frames a little bit, so I guess it's not fully optimized as yet. But anyway, if you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them down below, and thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, take care.